Hey everyone, coming at you today with my new priming tool. It's a Derraco PCPS, and it gets a lot of really good reviews online. I've never used it, but I can tell you from experience that priming tools are the most frustrating reloading tool that I have. So I have a Lee desk primer. It had quirks that drove me crazy. So I got an RCBS bench primer. Could never get it to work right. It drove me crazy. I've been using an RCBS handheld, which I don't mind. And as long as you don't mind squeezing thousands of rounds primer in. And then I come across this. I don't know how much people follow. I usually shoot and reload with precision in mind. I have a couple Masterpiece arms, long range precision rifles, 6.5 Creedmoor 6 Dasher, 300 PRC, 338 Lapua Magnum. And I see like Primal Arms. I think it's Primal Arms. They have a bench primer that is widely considered the best precision bench primer, but it's $700. And, you know, I can get a really decent rifle for $700. So when you start paying more for your reloading gear for one piece than what new rifles cost, it's kind of maddening. This one I got from Ugly Reloading, which I guess is a distributor for Derraco here in America, for $200, which is less than my RCBS bench primer cost, and I am totally dissatisfied with that. So it's got a micrometer on the bottom. I've never adjusted my primer seating depth. If anybody wants to clue me in on what that brings to the table, I'll be real happy to listen. I mean, I've done a lot of research on it, and some PRS shooters are like, oh yeah, and then others are like, no idea. Just the primer is in there and it goes bang when I pull the trigger. But this also uses these Lee shell holders that you use for the priming tool from Lee. You can get a full set of them for $25 on Amazon. And since the RCBS bench primer isn't working, I can at least use the RCBS primer tube that came with the bench tube on this. So I am about to prime some of these refurbed, once fired Lake City 7.62 by 51 match brass that I don't know if I shared the video where I did the full refurb on these and how you can tell it's the match brass. But I'll plug this bad boy into my good old-fashioned RCBS Supreme rock chucker here. And after I get it adjusted, I'll come back and show you this bad boy working. But I got high hopes for it. Wish me luck. Okay, I've got it set up. I don't know about adjusted. I've done a lot of research. People like Eric Cortina, they're like, answer the question about primer depth set, and he goes, yeah, the primer has to be all the way in or you're in trouble. It won't go boom. So I tend to think the same way. It takes a little bit more pressure than I was expecting to get the primer in there, but it's priming and it's easy. And I just click and the primer comes in. I gotta give it a little bit of pressure to get the primer in, but it's working. The micrometer is all the way to the top. I can't, well, I'll just turn the whole shebang there, but I can't bring the primer or the micrometer any higher. All right. So I don't know about primer seating depth, people. I'm doing research on it until I can get this set up with maybe one of my precision rifles to adjust the actual primer seating depth, I don't know if there's anything to gain from adjusting primer seating depth. There's not a lot of videos about it. There's not a lot of research on it. Most PRS people, from what I can tell, that do their own loading, they're using the primal rates. So I guess, you know, if you're making money shooting, I'm going to go with whatever everybody's saying is the best. But so far, it works way better than any other priming tool that I have used, with maybe the exception of a handheld primer, which can get old after a while. But $200, I might, if I had it all to do again, they have what's called the light version of this, the Derraco PCPS Lite, which doesn't have the micrometer dial on it. And it might not have all the fit and finish, but it's basically the exact same tool. And if I had it to do over again, I would probably buy that, which is less than $100. You can get the PCPS Lite on Amazon for $80. This one from Ugly Reloading USA cost me $200. And if I had it to do over again, I'd probably go with the one that costs $80. But that's up to you. It depends on what you're loading for. Take care.